There is no easy way to say this. This is not going to be easy tonight. So if you want to coast through one of these, this might not be the night for that. Get something to write with and get ready to go. I've got the teal background on tonight, and the good news is my skin does not have a teal appearance to it. Well, maybe it does as I look at what's going on the screen. Maybe my skin does look a little bit teal. Maybe there's just nothing I can do about this crazy lighting in here, and that is totally okay. Welcome aboard, everyone. Listen, this one's going to get heavy tonight, so I hope you are ready. Just making sure I actually hit the right buttons. I hope you're ready. This one's going to get pretty heavy tonight. And this one's going to be really, really powerful for you, especially if you are just starting an entrepreneurial journey, or you've been in it a while and you're looking to achieve that next level of growth. I'm going to talk to you about things tonight that I don't think a lot of people talk about. And I think the reason a lot of people don't talk about this stuff is, first of all, it's really complex. So it's super hard to understand. And the second reason is it's really complex and it's super hard to understand. I'm going to keep it as easy as possible to understand. That is my promise to you. So if you are able to stick with me and grasp even just a little bit of this tonight, it's going to make a real big difference for you in your business. So hang out with me just for a little bit, because tonight we're going to be talking about how a 2,000-year-old concept that has largely been forgotten about could absolutely revolutionize the impact that you have on your business. So I really do want you to take a nice deep breath with me and get ready, because this one is going to be intense tonight. So here we go. Sandhya is already here checking in YouTube saying, yay. Eileen is here. Looking forward to what you have to share tonight. And Sandhya is saying LOL. So I think that's wonderful that that she's ready to go. Over on Facebook, everybody's quiet. That's fine. And then LinkedIn, the party always manages to be there. But this one's I'm gonna be doing some diagrams for you tonight, and we are gonna be doing a whole lot of talking. So what do you say we just get rocking and rolling on this? And I've never taught this in a way before where I've tried to keep it very simple. I usually teach this in a very complex way, but I wanted to challenge myself tonight and just get to the core, strip away the unnecessary, and just get to the core. So if you're ready to go, I'm ready to go. I continue to just kind of clean up my screen as we do this. The party is definitely on YouTube tonight. Stephen Haynes is over there. I do want you to go over to the YouTube chat and connect with these fine folks. Connect with Lotus Life Mastery. Absolutely going to revolutionize your world, your business world, your life. Eileen Ryan, Get Hired Rapidly, is there. 120% success rate in getting people hired. Has an absolutely amazing program. If you are seeking a job, she'll get you hired like that. And then Stephen Haynes, do connect with that chap. That dude is smart, and he is creating new and innovative programs for people. I'll let him explain it to you because he'll do a much better job than me. But I would like you to connect with all of those people because they would be great people for you to be connected with. Okay, so what do you say we get cracking on this? Because this one, I'm going to take my time with this, but we're also going to we're also going to keep it high level. So here we go. You ready? If you're an expert or an entrepreneur, or you've someone who started a business, you're going to get to a point in your business where a lot of things are all going to be happening at once, and it's going to feel very overwhelming for you. Totally understandable, and it happens to all of us. When you are attempting to ascend to the next level, when you're looking to be more, have more impact, be seen as more of a leader, demonstrate that you are an authority and an expert, when you're looking to build deeper levels of trust and serve your clients in ways that they just can't get anywhere else, you're going to have to develop what I and many others call a worldview. And I'm going to explain exactly what that is tonight, or as you're watching this, whatever time you're watching this. And I'm going to explain exactly what that is so that you can start to implement it today. And it's really important that you, as you hear this, start to think about how this relates to your business and how this relates to your life and how this relates to how you serve people. All right, so do me that favor, have your pencil, paper handy. And if this is your first time ever seeing me, you might be wondering, why are the socials recommending this guy to me? It might be because you're an entrepreneur or an expert or a service provider and you're trying to find ways to grow your business. Well, I'm here to help you do that. And I go live every single day to help out with that, to teach a little bit, just like I'm doing right now. My name is Prouty, and for the last 21 years, I have helped thousands of entrepreneurs, experts, service providers wildly grow their businesses by teaching them how to attract clients from the internet, but not how you might think. We'll talk a little bit more about that later. I have had thousands of people come through my mentorship and my training, and they then leave to learn how to attract clients to their business using the simplest ways possible that take the least amount of time possible. And that's really what I'm inspired to do, because the people that come to me have a service that they know can change the world. They can change and impact a whole big group of people, like Eileen, like Sandhya, like Stephen in the YouTube chat. They know they can change the world, but they don't have a plan for how to get in front of those people. And that's what we do, is we provide them with a plan so that they can be highly visible and have that impact that they want to have and become the leaders in their industry like these people are right now. And so if you do want to become that leader and have that impact, we're talking about something really big tonight, and that is your worldview. And we're going to be going back a couple of thousand years to look at some things that happened back then, and we're going to jump all the way to the future. We're going to kind of zigzag back and forth in time. So step into that time machine and get ready to go. Just stay with me on this, because if you can grasp even 10% of this, it's going to have a tremendous impact on you and your business. You have my word on that. So let's go back and talk about evolution for just a moment. And we talk about us as humans and evolution and how our own evolution affects our businesses. You see, unlike dogs or snakes or birds, we have evolved and have evolved a part of our brains that allows us to think at a different level. It's the forebrain. It's our executive center. It's the neocortex. These other animals don't have that. But us having this advanced, evolved part of our brain has caused us to evolve. And because of that, we want to acquire more and more knowledge. And we want to advance ourselves. I mean, just look around you. Everything around you is on a track towards advancement. We know every year a new iPhone is going to come out. Where I live here, in just about 14 days, a rocket is going to launch about 10 miles from my house, and that rocket is going to go up, and it's going to go in an orbit around the moon, studying the moon. This first time. The next time, it's probably going to have people on it who are going to circumnavigate the moon. We're going back there. So we are always looking to advance, and we're always looking to take those steps forward. Sometimes those steps are small, and sometimes those steps are huge. But as an evolved species, it is our desire to advance our knowledge. And by the way, let me just say this. If it's your desire to advance your knowledge and you'd like to learn, if you're serious about growing your business, that's why I set this up. I put this right here just as a reminder, but you can go to proutyclass.com and join one of my free classes. I give them every single week for people like you, because I'm inspired to teach people like you. I have so much fun doing it. Sometimes I lose track of time, but it's completely free, and I'm going to teach you a bunch of great stuff. And you just log on to proutyclass.com, name, email. I'll send you a personal invite to come into one of my free classes, so you can learn a little bit. Listen, my evil plan is this: you're going to come in there and you're going to be like, wow, this guy's pretty smart. Maybe I should think about getting mentored by him. That's my big evil plan. And if you don't want to get mentored by me, that's cool too. Do whatever you want. I'm happy either way, as long as I get to teach. So we've evolved. We look to acquire more and more knowledge. The challenge with acquiring knowledge is that we have a tendency to want to categorize things. We want to take our knowledge and we want to put it into compartments. Okay, so point number 2 is that with the acquisition of knowledge also comes the tendency to divide the knowledge that we learn into compartments. And when you increase the amount of knowledge that exists and when you advance yourself, one of the things that happens is the necessity to specialize. Because it's very difficult to have all of this knowledge at this level, but then every one of us has different levels of inspiration and things that we want to do. And that's where we see people start to develop specialities. And it becomes necessary for us to specialize. And that's how we as humans develop this massive amounts of knowledge, because some people specialize in something. I specialize in teaching, synthesizing information, and helping entrepreneurs grow their businesses. By the way, while I am talking about that, you should go here to proutyclass.com and just jump into one of my free classes. I'll show you exactly how I do that. You're going to have a blast in that. But other people specialize in other things, like Eileen, who's over here in the Facebook chat, Cicely Simpson, who is probably over in LinkedIn. I haven't looked because I do want to keep rolling on this, but Cicely specializes in leadership. Eileen specializes in helping people get hired. Sandhya specializes in helping people go from knowing what they need to do to actually doing what they need to do. So specialities and specialization becomes necessary. The problem is, with the progress that we get from specialization, and that's truly what specialization does, is it allows and it unlocks progress, because I have specialization, Eileen has specialization, other people have specialization. It kind of raises up the knowledge that exists everywhere. With that specialization, we have a double-edged sword, because it makes the world, and listen to this very closely and write this down if you're taking notes, specialization makes the world seem like it is full of compartments. Specialists. And in a lot of ways, you want to have a specialist who is servicing you. You want someone who has a speciality, because they're going to be better than a generalist, for example. But having people who have high levels of speciality, who are specialists, who specialize in something, also causes us as humans to want to categorize that. It causes us to want to divide things. And we see it all the time. In fact, here's an exercise that I would like you to do starting tomorrow. You don't have to do this today. As you go through your socials, I'd like you to look at how many people are posting things that help separate them from you. Sometimes it's very subtle, and sometimes it's very pronounced. I saw a post on LinkedIn the other day where this person was self-congratulatory that they posted on every day on LinkedIn for 30 days in a row. It's really not that big of an accomplishment, but they were self-grandizing, if that's the right word. They were self-congratulatory for posting every day. And they finished their post by saying, here I am, I posted on LinkedIn every day for 30 days. And then their closing line was, "We are not the same." I mean, look, the jerk store called, that is someone who has fallen victim of the world of divisions and of speciality. And they believed that by posting every day on LinkedIn for 30 days, they now have some level of speciality, and they're not like me. Well, maybe I'm glad they're not like me, because I wouldn't want to be that way. So when you fall victim to the world becoming divided and in compartments, it can really do some damage to the way you present yourself and to the way you perceive the world. But I think it's important to understand these divisions, these compartments that come from specialization, they truly only exist in our minds. You see, speciality creates the illusion of separateness and divisions. And this is something that is man-made in our thoughts. Because the world isn't like that. The world is interrelated. And this is why I suggest it would be wise to develop a worldview. I'll explain what that is in just a moment. And I'm really moving along this. I really hesitate to even break and tell you to go to proutyclass.com, but you really should. And jump into one of my free classes if you think this is good. Those are actually really, really good. So we have this illusion in our minds that the world is compartmentalized. And the reality is everything is related. And if you're truly going to be successful and fulfilled and accomplished and confident and balanced and ultimately very happy in your business, it's going to be important for you to understand that everything is related. Everything is related. And to be successful, it's wise to develop a global vision or a global view. And I don't mean a global view where you're considering other countries and other cultures, although that might be part of it. I'm suggesting that it would be wise for you to consider that everything is related. I'm going to jump over for a moment. Actually, let me just talk to you about why we are where we are right now. Because 2,000 years ago, it wasn't like this. 2,000 years ago, a little bit more than that, 2,300 or so years ago, Aristotle was around. And Aristotle spent all of this time studying the interrelationship between all things. And I'm going to show you an example of what things were like 2,300 years ago versus what things are like right now. The reason they are like the way they are right now is largely something that's only a few hundred years old. The Industrial Revolution was the thing that caused us to develop specialities because it separated the work. The Industrial Revolution, think about the assembly line, think about Henry Ford, and it separated the work. It made assembly lines. It made, this is your job. Here is your box. Here is your compartment. Here is what you do, and you do it very well, and then it moves on. You don't think about that. You don't think about this. All you think about is this. And that's where we started to see specialization really blossom, and our ability, our illusion, not our ability, but our illusion that the world is compartmentalized and that there are divisions everywhere. Stay with me on this. I'm going to head over and I'm going to draw for you in my, this is, why do you see how hokey this is? I'm not going to do anything really fancy for you here. Let's see if I can do this. Okay, I can. All right, I'm going to do my best to do this for you. Hang with me on this. So we're going to go 2,000 years ago, and we're going to talk about like how astronomy, psychology, biology, and physics, and philosophy. Let's see if I can do this. I'm going to stretch this out, and this oval right here represents philosophy. And I just want to move that. I don't want to write on it. Okay, so this represents philosophy. And inside philosophy, we had astronomy, we had physics, we had biology, and we had psychology. And this is how it was studied 2,000 years ago, that all things were related, and that's what was called philosophy. Let me just write psychology. Now there was also mathematics and you know, some other stuff, you know, the arts. But everything was categorized, everything was not categorized, everything was seen as interrelated. This is the worldview. And all of these things were related under the overarching study of philosophy. And so the relationship between astronomy and psychology, or biology and physics, all of these things were studied together. And there was no specialization. And everything just seemed to work together. Now that was 2,000 years ago. So what does it look like now? Well, here's what it looks like now. Now we want to take everything and we want to separate it. And we don't want to have philosophy as the overarching methodology. And so now, let me just move all these, get these things nice and centered and separate for you. And then we'll do this, copy V, and I narrate everything I do, and this is now. Okay, so this is where we are now. And so you can see it's a real change. There's been a real change from where things were 2,000 years ago to where things are now. 2,000 years ago, philosophy was the worldview, and it was how everything was related. I promise you this, I'm getting to how this relates to your business and your clients, but this is important to understand, and I'm still trying to keep this as elemental as possible. But now we have categorized these things, and someone studies astronomy, but they don't also study psychology, and they don't see a relationship between the two, but indeed, that is the illusion of specialization. So I'm going to jump back to full screen. How's everybody doing on this? So Stephen says PhD is a doctor of philosophy. Yeah, isn't that fascinating? Isn't that eye-opening? All right, so back over here to full screen for a moment. So what does this mean? Well, first of all, we need specialization to advance. We established that early on. We must have the deep dives into a topic area in order for us to advance in any topic. And truly, in order for us to advance as a whole, we need individuals who are inspired to do that deep dive, to do that specialization. However, until we are able to apply and relate concepts from other fields, we will never fully be able to understand what the impact of the specialization. So let me just say that in another way. Until you can understand related concepts from things that are not your specialization, you will never fully be a specialist. You'll never be able to impact people as profoundly as you could with your specialization. It is wise to look at other fields and find those relationships. In other words, find the thing that moves here and how does it turn something down here? And what's the entanglement between what you do and something totally not related to what you do, but how do they relate to each other? And I know that might not be very easy to conceive of doing, so we must do it in small pieces. You must observe and find examples and evidence in unrelated areas, how they relate to what you specialize in. I do it all the time. And we're going to talk about today and in the future how we should create a lattice network of all of these related things, what some people call mental models, and how they all work together. So that is going to keep us from having tunnel vision in our specialty by looking at unrelated things. So here I am teaching people how to attract clients and grow their businesses. By the way, I put this link here for you to explore and register for a workshop that's coming up next week. Spend time with me. I'll teach you how to attract clients. I promise we won't talk about this stuff there. I saved this for at night. But you should do that. You should go here and get into my workshop. So tunnel vision happens when you're unable to see outside of your specialty and you're only looking here. And I would go so far as to say that I would rather work with a generalist than a specialist who doesn't see the big picture, who has that tunnel vision. Because tunnel vision, you lose sight on everything that's around you. When you open yourself up to a worldview where you examine unrelated things and find the relationships to what you do, you suddenly achieve an entirely new quantum level to your speciality. And that's where you have tremendous impact on your clients. Let me give you an example. In one of my programs, we explore a methodology for creating content that resonates so deeply with the prospect that they feel like you're reading their minds. And I came up with that methodology by studying something that was taught by the Buddhists to their students 4,000 years ago. And by studying what the Buddhists taught to their students, because I'm always looking to expand my worldview with current as well as future and past things that are going to happen. More toward the past because there's more evidence of that. But when I was looking at Buddhist teachings to their students, I unearthed a concept that I was able to then take and apply to how you create content for LinkedIn or for Facebook. And it's that methodology that has caused many of my clients' businesses to explode when they embrace that and they use that, because it's writing in a way that truly speaks to the hidden innermost thoughts of the prospect. So my clients have a more profound experience working with me because of my worldview and the lattice work of things that I've created, that the mental models that all work together. Spin something here, something down here moves. I never thought these things were related. Buddhists 4,000 years ago, Facebook posts, how in the world are these things related? I will show you. And then when we leverage the power of that, that is truly where we start to have profound amounts of impact. The great news is, by the way, if you're interested in learning about how to do something like that, please go here. Go to proutyclass.com, register for the free workshop. We start to touch upon that in the free workshop. It's about an hour with me. Get to ask me a lot of questions. I get to give you a ton of value. You leave there with so much that you can start doing right away. So proutyclass.com, type that into your browser when we're done here tonight, and please register for that upcoming class. I would love to see you there. We will have so much fun. You have my word on that. So your lattice work, your matrix, your network of mental models is unique to you. You don't have to go study the Buddhists. Okay? Like me, you don't have to study how running, which is my favorite physical activity, relates to business, or how cooking relates to business. You simply must take all of the things that inspire you and explore them with the frame of how does this relate to the other things that inspire me. Your lattice will be different from mine from yours from everyone else's. It's going to be unique to you based on your values and your inspirations. And that is what's going to cause the advancement of knowledge and the acquisition of achievement to move faster than specialization. It's important to specialize because that's how we grow. But when you develop a worldview, it's like the Matterhorn, which is something else that I study and how that relates to business. The Matterhorn, two land masses that came together and pushed up. And in doing so, formed a near perfect triangle at the peak. When you develop this worldview, and you find the relationships between seemingly unrelated fields and then relate them to your area of specialization, you are taking land masses and bringing them together like the Matterhorn and pushing them up higher than anyone around you. You are the Sherpa standing at the peak of that mountain. And in your arms is your prospect, is your client, who you are giving a profound transformation to, a transformation that no one else can give because your worldview contributed to your specialization. Next Thursday, I'm going to talk to you about how your worldview in your business can manifest with the things inside your business. We're talking in very big terms right now. But if you are interested in learning more about how to attract clients to your business, if anything that I've said intrigues you, if you like the way that I talk or teach, you're going to love to spend some time with me in a structured environment where we're learning 5 ways to get clients into your business. That's right here at proutyclass.com. I really do strongly encourage you to go there. Spend a little time with me. You've heard my evil plan. It's terrible. It's an evil plan that you're going to come there and you're going to be like, this guy is so cool. I like spending so much time with him that I just want him to mentor me. And then you're going to come into one of my programs, probably my entry-level program, and we're going to have a blast together. And we're going to grow your business really fast. So just go here and come on in. So how do we bring this thing all together? How do we Matterhorn this? I want you to observe in your world how seemingly unrelated things actually do relate to your area of specialty. Spend time reading, listening, observing, writing, exploring. Understand that you have a complex lattice of mental models that are all your own. They are unique as you are. They are your fingerprint in your business. And the more you're able to interrelate the mental models in this lattice work, the more of a profound impact you're going to have on your clients. And it's the people that take the time to do that. It's your inspired mission that's just going to unfold before you. And if you're new to my channel, now would be a genius time to click the subscribe button and turn on the bell for notifications. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, everything I just taught you is so impactful, but it might not be everything you need, which is why I'm going to put a link right here so that you can click on that and start learning more. And of course, if you click on my face, you can subscribe to my channel and get alerts every time I create new videos like this. Let's head into the chat for a second because I have a feeling that things might be on fire in the chat. Eileen Ryan says, amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out here with me, Eileen. I really do appreciate that. I know that Eileen's in my my high-level mastermind called Growth Galvanized, and it's, you know, these people, we see each other 3 times a week, and it's really intense. I don't yell, but we really do. There's a lot that goes on in there. Eileen, thank you very much for those kind words. Let's head over into the land of LinkedIn and let's see who's chilling out over there. Cicely says your workshops and classes are fantastic. Sandhya says in all capital letters, you want to be mentored by Chris. That is really very kind of you, Sandhya, for saying that. Sandhya is the sunshine in the Growth Galvanized group. And Cicely Simpson, who we mentioned earlier, is an award-winning, best-selling author on the topic of leadership. And I would love for you to get her book. Just go to Amazon. And I bet you if you just typed Cicely, C-I-C-E-L-Y, in Amazon, you'll find her amazing book called Pull Up Your Chair. And you'll get to learn what that means. All right, my friends. This was a heavy one tonight. We went well over 30 minutes, but it was an important one to cover. We're going to keep talking about this on Thursday nights. Next week, next Thursday, let's dive a little bit into how we apply the concept of the worldview to everything that's going on inside your business. Stay tuned for that one. I think we're going to have a real good time with that one. That'll be next week. In the meantime, it's Thursday, and I am going to give you complete permission right now to go get more clients in your business and go get that money because you deserve it. You've worked hard. Especially you guys who are hanging out with me here tonight, you've worked hard and you've dedicated yourself and you deserve it. And those people that you want to serve, they deserve your service. So go find those people, close them down, and build that business. Thanks. Thank you so much for being here. Somebody says great stuff. Steven says great stuff. Sanjay says love it. You guys are amazing. One last check over everywhere. I ignored Facebook. Let me just go see what's going on over there. Looks like we're nice and tidied up over there as well. If you found this compelling and you wanted to review this, I will edit this thing down. I'll pop it up on my YouTube for you. You can just go there and check it out. Get that done over the weekend. Have this up next week. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to get back to work. It's only 10 o'clock in the evening here, so I got a couple hours left in me. In fact, I've got some money to make, as they say. All right, friends. I'll see you back. I'll be back here tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern on Friday night. And tomorrow we're going to talk specifically about getting clients. It's going to be Find Client Friday. So I'll see you tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern.